if I saw another day, only to scream into the night. Nothing ever tries to change, even if I want to realize. 'Cause I've been sitting here, same old ways, taking off without the same mistake. Darling, when you go away, it won't be as simple for you.
Yo, guys, it is Old Man G here, back again, and we are doing our Manchester United versus Leeds match preview. Thanks to the guys who were watching last night. Had a really good stream, I think 2 hours or so. It went really well, and hopefully we'll be doing more of that later. We'll be doing some previews for Serie A, La Liga, and so on. But anyway, before we get into it, if you're new to the channel, to like, share, and subscribe to Red Devil Studio. Follow us on Twitter, United X, smash notification button for latest Manchester United news, and then some. First and foremost, commiserations to Arsenal Football Club. Commiserations. It was I don't really know what happened, really. But at this point, are we really surprised? Are we really surprised with the way that Arsenal played? I say, if you go to my preview yesterday, I did say several times that I think that Arsenal were going to finish 9th. Somewhere between 8th to 10th, possibly even 9th, because I just didn't really see, was Ben White going to be this 50-minute that was going to significantly improve Arsenal's shortcomings. You just have to look at the game today, and to be honest, I don't really see. I'm not saying it was garbage, but I didn't really see what he actually he delivered, really, at the end of the day. So anyway, hopefully, guys, by the way, if there's any audio issues or video, let me know. Unfortunately, my internet's not been so great, but that should be changed for Monday. But anyway, let's get into it. So, because got to be live somewhere else in a second. So this is my Manchester United versus Leeds match preview. It's a big game. It's a big game. Anytime we play Leeds, it's definitely a big game. And I definitely think that we need to start on the front foot. It is very, very important that we start well. And my thing with this is that we need to start well. We need to start really positive, because I think the big issues that we had in the last 2 seasons is that we started poorly, then end up usually going on a good run, and then end the season somewhat fatigued. We've almost been like a Burnley in a way, except better, So I think it's really important that Manchester United really start well. That we don't, drop points easily. We need to really hit this Leeds team really hard, because it's going to be difficult. Leeds are going to be up for it. Shout out to Rich Sports. Thank you for joining in the stream, man. I really, really appreciate it. I'm sure you're going to be live later, so please head over to his channel and subscribe and get involved. It just goes a long way. But yeah, guys, we really need to start well. I think that's very, very important. I think Leeds, bielsa kind of learned his lesson somewhat when he played us the second time at their home, and they ended up obviously being a bit more pragmatic. So I assume Bielsa is going to be a bit more pragmatic playing against Manchester United. They frustrated us a lot. I think that causes problems. From an update point of view, obviously for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, we have yet to fully sign Rafa Varane. It should be being done, but we've yet to actually sign him. So Varane is not going to be available. We know this. To then cap onto that, Cavani obviously extended, so he's coming. Sancho has been training, so Sancho possibility for him to start. I have put Sancho in my lineup as I think he's had a few training sessions, and I think that just because of the buzz, just because of the hype, Sancho probably will go in. Rich Sports says, I'd like to learn maybe Greenwood starts. I mean, yes, it's a possibility that Greenwood does start. I think it'd be him or Greenwood. I'm just thinking that maybe because of the hype and wants to generate a bit of positivity, they might start Sancho, because Greenwood can always come on as a replacement for either Martial or Sancho. But yeah, aside from that, I don't think there are any other real obviously injury issues or players not coming back or sort of being involved. The big things really are Varane obviously not really being available, Sancho will miss, Cavani obviously we're still waiting to have him. But everyone else, right now, everyone, and obviously Dean Henderson is obviously out; he's injured. So De Gea's most likely being goals. So yeah, so Solskjaer clearly frustrated. I think in his press conference to a certain extent, I think there was a bit of angst with you know, a frustration, maybe not having Varane, maybe not having a wanting another signing of midfielder. You know, you can see it's for Solskjaer was his hardness, Stephen. You can really tell when he gets a bit frustrated what's been going on at this football club. And I've always said several times that it's important that, you know, if you're backing a manager, you bring in the signings quickly so they can have them to start the season. Yes, the transfer window closes. There's still some time to go, but I just still think it's important that you do that. We've got Sancho in. Varane hopefully should be announced this week when all the isolation and paperwork are being sorted out. So it is what it is. Anyway, let's just quickly move on. Just get so yeah. So this is what I think the starting 11 is going to be. Obviously, David De Gea is most likely going to be in goal just because Dean Henderson is not fit, so he will probably be in goal, which is fair enough. Then you're probably going to have Wan-Bissaka, who's obviously going to come in. Dalot obviously is still here. There is a chance that Dalot could still go on loan, could be sold. I think there's some news that Andres Pereira. I mean, oh my goodness. You know, you still got like Andres Pereira, Dalot, and Lingard at the club, and this is what I think the starting 11 should be. But there is actually a good chance that potentially Lingard or James come in here. Would I be surprised if a Lingard was playing in Pogba's position, for example? Would I be surprised if a Daniel James was playing in Pogba? So no. I won't be surprised in the slightest. So yeah, I think that there's certainly a possibility because for some reason they're still at the club, and guys are we need to loan players or sell players now. We have such an oversaturated squad, and we need to basically get rid of those players as quick as possible. And we can't. So my big concern actually going from this fixture forward is that we can't let Daniel James, we can't let Lingard, we obviously can't let Mata, Pereira, and so on go. So as a result, those players are going to, in some capacity, be involved, which means that you're going to have to, you know, the likes of Alanga, the likes of Solskjaer, the likes of Ahmad aren't even going to be in the bench because you're going to. I would not be surprised going into this if the subs bench against Leeds because of those players I just mentioned, maybe to sell them. I wouldn't be surprised if it was if Lingard, James, and someone on the bench, and that's disappointing in my opinion. It's very disappointing. Remember to like the vid, guys. Like the vid. I said I've been having issues with notifications, stuff like that. Notifications stuff, which is mildly frustrating. So if you so yeah, just make sure that you click notifications so you know that when I go live, it goes a long way. Right. So yeah, back to my starting 11. So David De Gea, Wan-Bissaka, Luke Shaw, obviously, who will hopefully continue his world-class form. Then you have Maguire, Lindelof, Varane, like I said, re-registered. Bailly is obviously still coming back from the Olympics. So Amazon Olympics as well. So they're not going to be involved. Twansibi's obviously gone on loan to Newcastle. No, it's not Newcastle, Villa. So literally, only centre backs we have currently available are Maguire and Lindelof. That's literally all we have. There are no other options. Twansibi's gone. Bailly's not back from Olympics yet, and Varane hasn't been signed yet. We literally only have Maguire and Lindelof. So if there's an injury to one of those two, we've got a problem. You might have to play McTominay at centre back, that which is also a possibility. Now, hit the midfield is where things get interesting, very interesting. Now, personally, for me, I think he goes with Van der Beek and Matic. Because the question of debate is, does he go with Fred McTominay? Does he go with Fred McTominay? Does he go with Fred McTominay? I think he goes with Van der Beek and Matic. He could potentially go with Fred and McTominay, or Fred and Pogba in the midfield, or Matic, Pogba, Bruno in the midfield. But given that Martial is probably going, without the lack of Cavani, Martial is probably going to be the number 9 in this game. I don't think it's going to be Greenwood, so Martial will be the number 9, which means on the left, Rashford is obviously getting surgery, so he's not going to be there. So your two alternatives are Daniel James. I don't think he'll be Lingard, so it's basically Daniel James. You could play Daniel James there and then Martial and something, but and with the pace against Leeds, that's a possibility. But I think that he will want to get Pogba into this game, and certainly from a fitness point of view, I don't think Fred and McTominay, based on what I saw in pre-season, are fitter than Matic and Van der Beek. I think that Matic and Van der Beek midfield work quite well. Van der Beek looked quite comfortable in that position, and we played with a lot of intensity in that friend that we had. So I won't be surprised. I mean, certainly this over, say, a Matic or McTominay, because that Matic and McTominay midfield, that doesn't work. McFred doesn't work, and I think Pogba and McTominay doesn't work. So if we're going to have a midfield, you either play Matic, Pogba, and Bruno, or you play this sort of Matic, Van der Beek, and Bruno, and then Pogba sort of on the left is an alternative. You could at a stretch play Fred, Pogba, and Bruno, and if we all press together and really go at this Leeds team, then that's also a possibility, because Leeds aren't going to completely sit back. They will give us a bit of space. We need to create that space. Obviously, I think that Sancho, there's a good chance that Sancho will start. He could start Greenwood. Still not 100% sure about it yet, but I just think with the buzz around Manchester United Football Club and just everything that's going on, I just think that he would probably rather start Sancho than start Greenwood. But I think either or. Pogba, I've obviously explained, and obviously Martial, we don't really have any other number 9 really that can play there, unless we play a false 9. So you pray to God that Martial doesn't get injured, because Rashford can't play. So we're still waiting on Cavani to come back. So hopefully he'll be back next week. But he could miss, 2 weeks. Who knows? But hopefully he'll be back and ready. So in which case, we've got to rely on Anthony Martial. And so I'm really, really hoping that Martial has a good season this season, man. I really do. He didn't have a great season last season. I think he has a point to prove. And I think that maybe that haircut, who knows? But yeah, fingers crossed he can hit the ground running, because we need that from him. If Martial could get to the form he had the season prior, when it was him, Rashford, and Greenwood doing their bits and get those goals, I think we're in for a very good season, especially if Cavani contributes, especially if Sancho contributes. Then I think certainly going forward, we can ball. We can definitely ball. It will be interesting to see where Pogba plays. And if Martial does have that form, it'd be interesting to see where he places poor Pogba, because poor Pogba has to come into this team somehow. And it might mean that he defaults back to to be honest, what about Van der Beek Pogba? Is that too attacking? Because we've never seen Van der Beek, Pogba, and Bruno before. Let me know what your thoughts in the comments are. We've never seen Van der Beek, Pogba, Bruno before. So shout out to MUFC Daily, man. Thank you for joining the stream. Really appreciate it. Just got the new Formula One. Does that come out? Fair enough. But yeah, and shout out to Rich Sports if you're still listening. Let me know what you think, Rich. I mean, and then everyone in the comments, guys, because we've never seen a Van der Beek, Pogba, Bruno midfield. Is that too attacking? I just wonder because when Pogba and McTominay play, Pogba often plays deeper anyway. So and McTominay goes and does his thing. So I do wonder, is it worth trying maybe a Van der Beek, Pogba, Bruno and seeing what happens, with Van der Beek or Matic? So because as soon as Cavani comes to play, if you want to get Pogba in this team and you still play Martial, Cavani, Sancho, he's got to get in the midfield. So Bruno, Pogba, and if Matic can't play every single game, then maybe you use Van der Beek. I think Van der Beek should definitely be used a lot more this season. I think for me that's important. Right. So just as we round up my score predictions, guys. Score predictions. I think we'll win the game. It's worth a try. Yep. As I said, it can't be any worse than McFred, definitely, or McTominay and Pogba. So score predictions, guys. Yes, I think that we will. It's Old Trafford. It's the fans. It's the first game of the season. There's hype. We tend to do aside from last year against Crystal Palace, we tend to do okay generally in the first game of the season. And Crystal Palace are not like Leeds, where they did frustrate us being pragmatic, but I think at the start of the season they will want to go for a bit more. It is a derby, and I think that, and with their home fans there, I think they'll want to. If we get the first goal, which is the most important thing, I think the floodgates will open because their pragmatism will only be beneficial when if it's 0-0. If it's not, it doesn't really matter because the way they will come out will give us a lot more space and we can cause them problems. So I think we've got this win. Shout out to Rasmus, man. Shout out to Rasmus watching me on Twitch. I pretty appreciate it, guys. I do have a Twitch channel. Please subscribe to my Twitch channel below. And also my second channel, Red Marvel. Please obviously have a look at that. I'm posting a what if reaction, so stay tuned to that as well. Banner FC is back. I mean, it never left, did it? It never left. And AFTV and chill, obviously. But to be honest, it's sad. I don't even laugh at it right now because it's kind of like it's just they're a mid-table club now, Arsenal. They are officially mid-table. They're a mid-table club. They're nowhere near top 4. And you can make a case that, again, like to Leicester, Villa, so many other teams under them are strengthened. So their biggest signing is a 50 million defender who, to be honest, I know it's the first game, so we'll see. Maybe he'll grow into it. But is he that much better than what they have? No. So, yeah, exactly, Rich. But yeah, my score prediction, I predict this to be a... I don't think it was as high scoring as when we beat them last time, but I do think that this will be I think we will win the game. I'm going to go with... I'm going to be ambitious because of the occasion. I'll go with 3-0 to Manchester United. No, 3-1. I'll go with 3-1 because I know we'll keep a clean sheet with Lindelof and Maguire there. So 3-1 to Manchester United. I think Bruno will get his goal. I think Martial will get his goal. And I think a debut goal for Sancho as well. So that is my predictions, guys. Anyway, guys, if you're new to the channel, to like, share, and subscribe to Red Doors 3. Thank you for those who are watching and who will be watching later. I'll make sure I will put timestamps on these previews so that for people who will be coming to watch later, that you can quickly go to the point of interest. But yeah, thanks so much, guys. Join me tomorrow. I'll be doing my, obviously, match reaction to the event. Have a nice day, everyone, and cheers.